Hey, what the hey, Mega Podtastic's Krazy Joe here. Star Wars The Last Jedi came out last week. I saw it Saturday. I kind of avoided Facebook for a few days, managed to kind of avoid the hype, the spoilers. I kind of went into it just isolated enough. Yeah, I knew it was doing well on Rotten Tomatoes, getting good critical reviews. Not that I put too much stock in critical reviews because I loved Justice League, and the critics trashed that. So I don't put too much faith in that. But you know, it's a bit of a barometer you can go by. So I knew it was being well received. That was all I knew. So I saw it Saturday, and oh my God, I loved it. I absolutely loved The Last Jedi. I love The Force Awakens too. So which of the two do I love more? I don't know. Force Awakens had Han Solo, who's my favorite Star Wars character. So that gives Force Awakens a bit of an edge. But I'm not going to give you any spoilers. Don't worry, there's not going to be any spoilers in here. But in this one, Poe Dameron, who didn't have too much to do in The Force Awakens, he really is a big player in this one. And I loved his character. His character had just a twinge of the Han Solo in him. He's a bit of a wise ass like Han. And I walked out and I said, you know what? After The Force Awakens, Rey was my favorite new character. Now, after this one, Poe Dameron is my favorite new character. And I'll go a step further. After Poe Dameron in this movie, I want him to have his own spin-off film sometime after Episode 9. You know, they got to do Episode 9 first. But when that's finished, I would love to see a Poe Dameron film, maybe a prequel to this trilogy, showing how he first got involved with the Resistance or something. I don't know, but I want to see more of that character. I really like him. They didn't do nearly enough with him in The Force Awakens. I'm finding out now. So, what I wanted to say was, after the movie, maybe the next day, I find out that there's this huge fan backlash against The Last Jedi. People hate it, like really, really hate it, and it's led to some crazy things, like a petition asking Disney to remove the film from the official canon. I gotta say, seeing all the negativity that I'm now seeing on Facebook and YouTube regarding this movie is kind of bringing me down a little, because we literally just went through this with Justice League. Justice League was really good. I mean, it was really good, and the critics hated it. They despised it. They tore it apart, and then it didn't do so well at the box office. Now, what does that mean when a movie doesn't do so well at the box office? It means not enough people went to see it. Doesn't mean the movie's bad. In fact, it means that people don't really know if the movie's good or bad because they didn't see it. How could you know if it's good or bad if you didn't see it? So my argument for Justice League has been consistently that it's a really good movie. It's going to find its audience when it comes to video, DVD, but there's this perception out there that the movie stinks because nobody went to see it. And I keep saying, no, that was a referendum on the films that preceded it. That was a referendum on Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. People didn't like those movies, so they didn't show up to see Justice League thinking it was going to be more of the same, but it's not. They don't know that because they didn't see it. They will know that when they do see it, and I think that movie's going to have a second life on video. But we went through about a month of that movie just being trashed, and it was really good. And now we're going through it again with Star Wars. On top of this, I'm a Star Trek fan, and I keep watching half the Star Trek fans bash Star Trek Discovery because they updated the special effects, they updated the Klingon makeup, and it's just got me to a point where I'm kind of down on fandom and the nerd fan base. You know, I don't say nerd derogatory, I count myself among them, but we're in an age of real negativity where the Star Wars fans don't like anything Star Wars. They didn't like the prequels. Get rid of George Lucas. The prequels stink. George Lucas doesn't know how to do Star Wars anymore. He leaves. Get J.J. Abrams. Oh my God, all he did was remake Episode 4. It's just Episode 4 all over again, so they don't like that. and I disagree. Force Awakens was not a remake of Episode 4, but that's a topic for another day. So, you don't like the prequels, you don't like Episode 4. No, we want something different. Rian Johnson comes in, does Episode 8, does something different. Now you don't like that. So is this just we're not going to like a Star Wars movie ever again now? Is that where we are? Then we got the Star Trek fans. They don't like J.J. Abrams. Oh my God. The three movies that J.J. produced, the Bad Robot movies, they're terrible. The J.J. verse, they're horrible. So then CBS comes. They give you Discovery. And they say, hey, we're putting it back in the prime timeline. Oh my God, this doesn't look like the prime timeline. It doesn't match. The Klingons look different. The uniforms, it doesn't match. It's not canon. We hate everything now. We just hate everything. You've got the Marvel fans. Every time a DC movie comes out, they get out their pitchforks and they're like, DC sucks, Marvel's better. Then a Marvel movie comes out and the DC guys come out, it's corny, DC is gritty and realistic and Marvel's got jokes and it's childish. So then they tear that apart. Can't we just enjoy movies again? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm by no means suggesting that we have to like everything. Obviously, there's going to be things we don't care for. There's going to be movies that just aren't that good or don't connect with us, whereas they do connect with others. No movie's going to appeal to everyone. I'm aware of that. Even back in the 1980s, which is sort of what I consider my golden age of movies, where I mostly enjoyed a lot of the movies that I saw as a child. I enjoyed most of them. I didn't like every one. I never really cared for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Even back then, I thought that was the weakest of those particular films. I have a better appreciation for it now, but at the time, I didn't really like Star Trek: The Motion Picture. I thought that was boring. But back then, when we didn't like a movie, we just didn't like a movie. We didn't rage against it. We didn't demand that it be stricken from the record and it couldn't count anymore. Like this petition to remove Episode 8 from the canon. I just find that to be... we've gone someplace different. This is not where we were when I was younger and we just went to the movies and we enjoyed a movie or we didn't enjoy a movie and that was the end of it. It wasn't like we had to tear the system down because they dared to provide this subpar entertainment. How dare they? It wasn't like that. And I just wish we can go back to a time when we just liked things or we didn't like things, but at the end of the day, we moved on. Can we do that? I don't know. I don't know what is going on anymore, but keep on wearing those pajamas.